guys, welcome to It's Friday, and we're not normally live today.
It's kind of like a sale announcement.
Yeah, we're having a milk paint sale. I'm like, let's go live and paint some boxes.
Happy Memorial Day weekend sale.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day weekend. We're excited because we are already done thrifting for Monday, so we actually get to take the entire day off on Monday. We'll get that video done today and scheduled. And we're getting excited and ready to just hang out. Hopefully the weather gets warmer. I don't know. It's been a little chilly. But we're going to paint these boxes. Deb thrifted these on Monday at Goodwill for $1.99 a box. Some of them were more, but did you negotiate lower prices?
I just was like, hey, some of these are marked at $1.99 and they're the same size, same box, and some are $2.99. Can I just get them all at $1.99? And the manager was like, absolutely.
We're like, fine, we can be friends. So we're going to get started mixing up milk paint. That's the name of the game. We might do some inlays, some transfers, maybe some stenciling, maybe some decoupaging. These are really just kind of the sky's the limit. These kind of boxes are good for inboxes, but you could also, like, if you do them cute, you could hang them up on a wall like this, more like a shadow box. Actually, if you hung them like this, you could even have little like collectibles or something inside of them. Lots of options.
Different little trays.
You bottom, so I'm painting.
You could do them on a centerpiece, or, you know, Jamie likes to have something under her vases that she puts her flowers in on the table. It could work for that.
I usually use platters. Hey, Kelly says, I'm just painting swatches on my cabinets. So she's deciding between crockery, provincial, or white linen.
Oh, fun.
I would say crockery or provincial would be, I do like, obviously, white cabinets, but crockery or provincial would be really pretty. And we're just talking about
we were just discussing before the video, painting them probably like juniper or something.
I need a brush and a cup.
Something fun.
So what was your vision when you bought all these? Or were you just like,
I was gonna paint them, and I was going to do some maybe stenciling, some stamping, maybe some decoupage. So we'll see. Got sticky on it. Hopefully that sanding's not super loud.
Measuring today. So I have First Crush, and it's 1 part warm water to 1 part First Crush. It's in a plastic container because I used to buy it by the gallon before we got them in gallon bags. And I had to like put them in a Tupperware because they came in like a plastic baggie, not a brown bag.
So do any of you have fun plans for Memorial Day? We'll probably end up over at the cemetery and visit Jamie's dad.
Taking him a Diet Coke. So I've got First Crush as the pink that I'm using. And if you guys like milk paint or have thought about trying milk paint, now is the time to get it. 25% off every color. Also grab some Bond because you may or may not need it. And then if you order Ocean, that one's still 35% off. No code needed at JamieRayVintage.com.
You know, we have that big flag that we thrifted. I don't think that's sold yet. I might try to hang that on the front over here in front of the porch.
Giant.
I know it'll take up like half the porch. I'm so excited.
I wish that our flagpole at the shop wasn't like in between.
Well, those pine trees. The flagpole has been there since, like, I think someone told me that there was like an Eagle Scout project that they put in like the 30s.
Yeah, because it used to be a church.
But now there's 2 pine trees that have grown up around it. And so the flag gets caught up in those pine trees. I may trim those trees back, but I'm worried it'll make them look funky. And I don't want to kill them either because I do like the pine trees.
I don't love them. But
what I might do, since my tractor is now much larger, is see if I can move that whole pole and concrete and everything. I don't know how deep that's in there. And see if we can just pull everything out and relocate because it's a good flagpole. And I like flying flags.
Barbara says, brought my first quart to try on a dresser. Let's talk about milk paint basics since we're milk painting. Milk paint is an old-fashioned style of paint. It's got milk casein in it, and it is all natural and food safe. It comes in a powder form. So in a powdered form, it's pretty much good indefinitely. Once you mix it up, it's good for a couple hours. So only mix up what you're going to need. And you can mix it as thin or as thick as you want. It's made to crack and chip. These are pretty dry, so I'm not going to worry at all about putting Bond in it. But if they had some more sheen to them, I would probably add a little bit of Bond to them. You can also use our brand of, well, not ours, the brand we carry called Farmhouse Finishes. And that has a built-in Bond, and it will crack and chip a little bit sometimes, but not much.
Is that also included
in the sale? And it's also included in the sale. So Farmhouse Finishes, Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, and the Bond are all 25% off. And We haven't had like every milk paint on sale for a minute, so it's a good time to stock up.
I'm guessing these were like in an office somewhere, like mail inboxes or something, because they've all got like little sticky something or other on there from someone's name or what office it went to.
You keep putting stuff on here. I'm about to paint it.
Oh, sorry. Get to painting.
Yeah, get my work done here. I'm going to paint all the sides, top, bottom, in between. I might paint the bottom off camera. So I mixed it up 1-to-1. I felt like it was a little thick, so I added a little bit more water to it. So now I think it's a little thick.
What we can do is once you get one of those painted and how you like it, we can show them how you would put your flowers and do like a little centerpiece.
Sure, but my flowers need to be replaced. I have my Mother's Day. It's been 2 weeks. I have my Mother's Day flowers.
I feel like they look good enough. I'm looking at
them. They look okay, but if you move them, they're all going to fall everywhere.
I'll be very careful.
They're going to fall apart. Okay, I need to mix up another color because I'm not going to do all of these pink. It's kind of nice to have a bunch that are similar because we can just kind of knock them out here. Would you put the bond in the cup to mix with the milk paint or apply? So the bond goes into the mixed milk paint. So once you mix up the milk paint, then you pour the bond into the mixed up milk paint and stir that in. It will make it a little thicker. Zeb, do we have any wood glue?
Is one broken? Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. It's not bad. Actually,
I can fix it.
You might need to clamp it. So I'm not going to paint the outside.
Okay, well, don't paint that one.
Anyways,
put it aside
then you just mix in the bond, and there's directions on the bond where it says 1 part bond to 1 part milk paint mixed up. So once the milk paint is mixed up, if you have this much milk paint, you add this much bond. But I usually don't put that much in it unless it's really, really shiny because I like it to chip. That's why I use milk paint. This is broken here, so Zeb's going to glue it and clamp it. So I'm going to paint another one while he does that. Let's do this one. Can you use bond as a base coat like on glass? No. It's definitely a paint additive. I mean, could you? Yes. What would it do? I have no idea. So I wouldn't do it. We've been using milk paint a lot lately because a lot of people are like, do you even still use milk paint? Like, I guess I got to bust it out. I feel like I go through phases where I paint everything with this kind of paint or I paint everything with that kind of paint. And then all of a sudden I swap to something else. What's the weather like here today? It was 49 and windy this morning. I think it's supposed to warm up this weekend.
Is this the one that needs glued or do you have
No,
it?
it's right here. I just stopped painting. I didn't paint the outside, so you can
front is trying to break free.
Yeah, we were hoping for warmer weather. I didn't have a rain or wind coat on this morning, and I wished I had because it was chilly. Yeah,
the Lehigh baseball is going to the 6A state finals today. It's also graduation, so they're missing that to go play baseball. Jamie and I are like, I don't think they're sad.
Yeah, no offense, but graduations are boring. I fell asleep at my own. And that's just the way it is.
But that's tonight. We're going to go catch that.
Yeah, we're going to go do that. I'm going to have to definitely wear a jacket and bring my blanket.
Yep.
And all the things. So that
Chilly
means that
spring day. It's windy.
That means that the parking lot's going to be full because it's at, oh no, because graduation's at BYU and the game's at UVU, I think. Yeah. I don't know. But it's fine. We'll have fun.
We went and watched semifinals and they won that game. So we got to go back. We can't miss the state championship.
Yeah, who won the other game? So who are we playing? Playing corner or are we playing?
I got to look. It was to be determined. Hold on.
We're either playing
Mountain
Ridge.
To know. Sorry,
we beat
guys.
Harriman 5-2. And we're either playing Mountain Ridge or Corner Canyon. It would be nice to play Corner because Corner took the football championship, but then we
Corner Canyon.
So then we beat Corner at basketball. So it'd be really great to also beat them.
I think we beat them already this year, though.
Yes, we have. We have a really good. We were the state champs not last year, but the year before, right, for baseball.
Yeah, 5A though. Now
this is the first year we've been 6A.
Oh, I'm not showing that they've played Corner Canyon.
We're those weird people. We don't even have a kid playing, but we like to watch.
I know a lot of these kids.
Yeah, they all played football. And
they play tomorrow too. It looks like it's double elimination.
So it's today and tomorrow because they have to lose twice, and I bet Corner hasn't lost and Lehigh hasn't lost. So no matter who wins today, they have to play again tomorrow to see who's actually going to take the championship. That's brutal.
Okay.
And Jack is playing baseball now, so he's interested. Although he's only interested for about the first 4 innings.
I mean, we sat by one of our friends. Her son is on the team.
Yeah.
And we sat by her, and like Jack and Redrick both play football with her younger boys. So it's like, whatever, all mixes together.
It's fun.
Okay.
We live in a big town, but it still feels a lot like a small town. It's 82 in New Jersey, South Jersey, near Philadelphia. Yeah, it looks like bright out there, although it's starting to get windy and overcast, so it's starting to look as cold as it is. We had about, I don't know, 12, maybe 15 teenagers over in our pool last night. It's heated.
That many?
But I don't know, maybe it was only 12. There was a lot of teenagers in our pool last night, and most of them were in the pool and not around the pool. Because
they're all Eliza's friends, and I told Eliza, I'm like, listen, this can't be happening like every night all summer long, because those kids were here until like 11:30, and they ate all the food. I'm like, you're going to have to start baking cookies or something.
All right, I think I'm going to get... Jody said it was fun to get my order, and Jack had signed it. Yeah, Jack wanted some new baseball cleats, so he came with me to work and signed some orders. I was like, you got to sign the packing slip so people know who packed it. That might happen more this summer. It depends on what we have going on and how busy we get.
Okay, what am I doing? You're painting all these pink?
Oh, is it? Sarah says that the 25 is trumping the 35% off the ocean color. Caitlin may have to fix that manually. If you happen to order ocean, though, just email us if it didn't give you the 35% off, and Caitlin can refund you.
I'm going to use some ocean right now because I love it. Yeah, we'll get it sorted out. If that happens, just keep an eye out, and we'll probably have Caitlin go back through and check, and she'll just do a refund for you and apply it.
Okay, as soon as I get this base coat on, I'm going to go out to the car and grab, because we also have a linens and books sale going on, 30% off on those. That actually goes through next Wednesday. The milk paint sale, I believe, ends Monday. But I wanted to show you some of the things that we have in the shop. We thought about going live in the shop and showing linens and books, but we're open. And people don't always love if we're filming and we're open. Even though we say we won't.
scared a couple people off, and we'd rather them enjoy their shopping
We need
experience.
all the, yeah, summertime can be a little bit slow for retail. We usually are just slow the first few weeks after school lets out, and then it picks up, which is nice. But
so no bond in any of these. We do have bond here, but the chippier the better on these little totes. Like, we want them to look old and crusty and pulled out of a barn.
yeah, they'll be cute. So I'm debating on if I want to do an inlay or if I want to do a transfer on these. I might just do transfers. Those are pretty easy.
I mixed mine up pretty thick.
Lori says, I have no idea who packed mine. I just wanted to say thanks. Well, you're welcome. It more than likely was not Jack or I. Jack and I do not ship a lot. We just had, we got really crazy busy, and we had somebody out of town, and Zeb was busy, and it was just Jack and I, and all the other kids, like everybody was gone. I was like, Jack, do you want to go ship and then go get some cleats? I'm like, we'll just go ship for an hour and see how much we can get out. So that's what we did. It's good for kids to learn how to get their work, like to work and then get something instead of just always be given what they want and need. Sarah said, do you want me to wait to check out ahead and then just email you? Sarah, you can do either way. Caitlin's fixing it now, but you can just go ahead and check out and then email Caitlin and she can refund you. Do you put your paint on heavy? No, milk paint always goes on thin. Is that what you're asking?
I mixed mine up thick, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's way thick.
It's almost like a salt wash.
Just don't fling any on me.
I'm going to try to get some on your pink over here. So this is the ocean color. This is the color of the month.
This color is 35% off.
And I don't know if Jamie's already said it or not. I was probably sitting right here and missed it. But we will paint the bottoms once we're...
I'm painting the bottoms because they're inset.
Oh, okay.
And then all we have to do is touch up that later.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the bottom then.
Yeah, that's what I did.
This is like a really good smoky blue green, heavy on the blue.
If I'm using DIY paint, sometimes I'll paint heavy because it's nice and thick, but I don't want my paint to like drip. What paintbrush am I using? I'm using the FA40. What do you guys have?
This is the F30. This is probably one of my favorites
They're all
because you
Klingons.
can get them flat and cut with these brushes, but it's also kind of like an oval shape.
Well, this one
so
is
it holds a lot of paint.
This FA40 is slightly angled. We use a lot of Klingon brushes. They are a big investment, but they work well. We also
we've had
the
these probably 3-4 years and done hundreds of projects with them.
And we are not good to them, let me tell you. We also carry Zebras, which are a great brush, less expensive. So it kind of depends on what you want to spend. Oh, Kelly said her piggy salt and pepper box came in a box pretty smashed. The mailman was horrified to deliver it. I wasn't stressed. Sure enough, Team JRB packed it like it was priceless item, 0 damage.
Nice.
That is pretty great. We have Maria is going to be leaving us, I think, the end of the summer. And so we've got to hire somebody else and train them. So she's got to pass on the wisdom because Zaya will still be there. So we're not getting a whole
we're
new.
pretty lucky. Maria used to be a postmaster in California before she moved
very
out
detail
here.
oriented.
And so she knows what these boxes are going to go through. She's seen everything.
She's seen what can happen. I keep hoping that maybe she'll change her mind, but she's going to be close to family. So, all right, I'm going to put these over here, Zeb, out of the way so you can grab them. And then I'm going to go grab, is it in the car, those boxes or those books and quilts?
Did we not unload the car yesterday?
No, today I grabbed some to bring.
If you grab some to bring, then they're probably going to be in the truck.
Okay, I got to wash my hands real quick.
Because you didn't go out before we left, right?
Yeah. I don't want to get milk paint all over the blankets.
Yeah, I went really thick with my mixture because I was like, you know what? I'm going to single coat and call it a day. I am going to go set this out in the wind and the sun because even though it's cool outside, it's mostly cool because of the wind chill factor. The sun will dry this out pretty fast.
You can set mine out too, but I'll be just a minute.
All right. I'm just going to be here painting. I can't decide. Comment, let us know what you want to see. Some of these we might just leave pink, distress them, maybe do some dark oil wax, maybe do some just regular dark wax, maybe no wax at all. Do you want to see them distressed? Or do you want to see them with stencils on them? Because I think these would be really fun with stencil, almost like labeling. The mini pack label stencils would be perfect to fit on here and make them look like they're old totes from a mercantile or something. Old display totes. That's what I'm always going for. I love old displays and signage and advertisements. Oh, that was fast. She must have found it. Did you do any talking to yourself out there?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm still mic'd up. All right. All of our books and linens are 30% off for Memorial Day weekend. And that actually runs until Wednesday. So these Reader's Digest books that are $9.95, that makes them like $6 something. They're probably like $3.33 off. So if you've been wanting to stock up on these or any of our other books, those are good. And then I just grabbed a couple of linens. We have this pillowcase. This is actually one of my favorites. It's $6.95. It's the rose with navy colored base. And it's a little bit faded, which I love. And it's polka dot. I just think it's really pretty. And somebody was like, what do you do with mix match pillowcases? I love to mix match cottage floral bedding. So if you've got a quilt and a sheet, the sheet and your pillowcase do not necessarily have to match. So this is $6.95. So 30% off of that is what? $7. What's, I don't know, $1.40. 2 something off. Quick math. And then this I'm really impressed. This is a full-size floral fitted sheet, and it is folded neatly. Clearly, I don't
know how they accomplished that because I
don't know either.
From my youth until now, a fitted sheet, if it needs folded, I basically just wad that thing up and put it in the back of a cupboard.
$14.95 for this one, and really pretty. Even if you didn't want it for a bed, this is a great way to get vintage floral fabric. So 30% off, and all of them are. We have way more than this. I'm just showing you a few things. This quilt, I'm actually surprised that it hasn't sold yet. This one's $69.95. It's a twin-sized hand-piece quilt. And it's really pretty. It's got, let me see, can you guys see the design? I won't. And then it's just got a white on the back, and it's hand pieced, and then it's just tied with little thin like embroidery thread, which I like. I don't love huge chunky yarn ties, even though that does happen a lot in my campy type quilts. So the linens,
the campy ones, you need those to hold together.
all of the linens are included. And then our Afghans usually run anywhere from $22 to $29. So that makes them like $21 and under 20, depending on which ones you pick. This one's cute because this one's purple and pink. And so this one's 22, which means it's like $2, $4, $6, $7 off. What does that make it, like $15 for this cute little Afghan? So definitely check out our sale collection. I know Caitlin is probably linking it or has already linked it out, but check out our books and linens. That runs through next Wednesday. So get a little milk paint, get some books, get some linens, and that's all the things that are going to be on sale. I know we did add the milk paint today. We didn't know that it was going to be on sale, so we didn't have that coordinated, but then we got an email from our manufacturer saying that we could put it on sale.
All right, let me haul these out. Do you need, I got more totes to paint. We probably need to switch the colors up. We have, or you can do another ocean, but I might
I feel like we need a different color.
I think one ocean is fine. I just wanted to show them the color of the month.
There's like something that was on here stuck to that. Thanks, Caitlin. Caitlin, can you drop the sale collection link? Okay, let's see. So Zeb did ocean. I did pink. Let's see, what other colors do we have here? Harbor. I think this is Stillwater flour sack. I could do suitcase. Would that be weird to paint one brown?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do suitcase. This is actually a color that I like to use to make faux stain. So because if you take this on, put it on a cutting board, and then you add hemp oil or tung oil, then your stain and your sealer are completely food safe. So you can use them on rolling pins, cutting boards, all kinds of things.
I'm just seeing, I asked him a question, so I'm just looking back to see.
The answer is yes.
Donna wants to see some paint inlays, stencils. Yes, the stencils. Add some bees and sunflowers. I don't know if we have those.
Well, why don't you go pick what we're going to put on them? Whatever you pick, I will put on there.
All right, I'll go.
I feel like
we have a lot, so we could probably do a lot of different things.
I feel like I'm always making those decisions, so I'm going to put it on you. Do you guys ever get like decision fatigue where you're like, I can't make another decision today? Okay, yeah, so the milk paint is its own collection, and then we have a collection that has the books and the linens in it.
Oh, I have some of those bigger rice papers that I was doing test prints on.
Do we have any liquid patina is the question.
Oh. Good question.
And I did grab a seeds transfer pack. We've been out of that transfer for a while, so you could bring that. What was the last thing you held up? Was it this? Was it the quilt? I think it was. Or was it the Afghan? I don't remember. I think it was this Afghan. That's what this is. So this is on the website. It's the purple and pink Afghan 36 by 34, and it's $22.95, and it's 30% off right now for the Memorial Day sale. I think that's the last thing I held up. Does milk paint work on any surface? Pretty much. If it's like metal or glass, you probably want to add bond to it. The thing that's probably the trickiest for any kind of paint is like a melamine or like IKEA type furniture, and then you probably want to scuff sand it and use a primer.
I have what I can only describe as a slew
Kelly says, I need to go
of labels.
into her cave and see what she's missing. She went crazy the last sale. Yeah, it's good. Get the things you don't have and stock up. If you guys are resellers like us and you don't carry your own paint, whenever it goes on sale is the time to grab it, because then you make more money on every flip because you've got more profit.
So this one would be good. This is like a Kroger's grain sack. This is cold cream label. These ones we used just a couple weeks ago. On
Judy
those
wants
other
to
little
see the
totes
quilt.
we made. Those are like Italian labeling and I think Spanish.
Judy,
Spain?
this is a twin size quilt. The regular price is $69.95. It's 30% off. It's the hand-pieced quilt twin. Here it is one more time. And this, all the books, if you're not in the book and linen collection, you can also just go to our thrift flips and thrift finds. But Caitlin was nice enough to put all of the linens and books that she could find together. There may be some that are missing.
I really like this Burgess one with the crest on it.
Are we doing little stencils in here?
Yeah.
I was thinking like stencils on the,
yeah,
well,
on
we
the
could do
front.
it on the back.
I forgot to get the stuff off of this one. So if you've got a dark color, we need to go light with the stencils and vice versa.
So we do carry the DIY paintbrush cleaner. I don't have one here. They are amazing. It's like cleaner with a mesh like thing on top, and you scrub your little brush in there and it comes really, really clean. But I generally just use soap and water. A lot of times I use just our French bar soap is great. If your brushes are really nasty and crunchy, you can soak them in fabric softener. Just be careful not to get it on the ferrule, which is like the metal part. But you can soak them in fabric softener and water in a baggie or in a cup overnight, and it'll soften them up. Little downy dunk is what we call it.
Oh, we do have some Moody Blue. I'm going to mix up some Moody Blue to do some stenciling with.
All right.
So someone wanted to see inlays. I think this one that you haven't painted pink, do you want to do that again? You did it last week and it looked amazing.
I can do an inlay in that, but I'm going to need to mix up some more paint here in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't want to get water in this part of your brush. So if you're soaking it, you're going to have the paint or the water just up to where the paint is. So it's actually helpful if you don't get paint all the way up and then not up to where this is. And the cling on brushes are actually, they actually make, I don't think we carry it, but something you can soak them in, but the paint will release pretty well if you soak them overnight in water. Just don't get the water on this part. So just keep it below whenever possible. Not all brushes are the same, but that's kind of how we care for our brushes. All right, we're going brown.
I like it.
Caitlin says she had a brush that was dry and crunchy on the Klingon, and the water and soap took 5 minutes. Is that my brush that I lent to you, Caitlin, where the paint was crunchy? I'm just teasing her. She's working on a project and she's like, I need a brush. I'm like, well, good news is I have a lot of brushes. All right, I'm going to paint the inside, then we'll paint the outside on this. Then we'll get back to those pink boxes and start doing something fun. I know watching us just base coat probably isn't that. Caitlin says it's cleaner now than it was before. I don't doubt it. Caitlin is very meticulous about stuff, so she probably cleaned it better than I would. My dad was a really good brush cleaner. He was very particular. He would spend a long time and a lot of water.
I was about to say, I would come in here, I'd be like, hey, Dad, we've now spent $13 on water for you to clean that brush.
Oh, but they were always clear, or he get like a wire brush out. I do have to say, I like not on the DIY brushes because those are more delicate, but on the Klingon, I use our pot scrubber brush, and that will really scrub paint off of bristles. And I think it's like $6.95 or something. You can use it for your pots and pans, but I also use it for my paintbrushes.
It's just this little bamboo one. Yes.
Tina says she uses a fork. Tina, that reminds me of like the Little Mermaid when she calls it a dingle hopper. Like that's her tool, the dingle hopper.
She was brushing her hair with it.
All right. The funny thing is when Zeb bought these, I'm like, why did you buy all those? I don't want to have to paint them.
Here we are.
Famous last words. I have been buying more things that need to be painted. So I will be painting my own project soon. Today, I actually bought a ton of frames, shockingly enough. But we found good ones.
They were excellent.
The problem that I have with some of Zeb's frames is we make them look better, but they're not especially great. Some of them I'm just
the
like.
The ones we got today look like old plaster frames.
Yeah. Well, those are like the mirrors. I'm probably not going to do anything. I might just add gold wax to them and that's it.
Okay, so I am going to be stenciling with this white on some things. So that's why I might use some of, what's that color again?
What?
Suitcase? Is that suitcase?
Yeah, I'm using.
I might use some of Jamie's suitcase on the pink. I know not everybody loves brown and pink, but it actually goes really well together.
I feel like there was a time when that combo was really popular. It's going to take a couple of coats to get these.
Yeah, see how thick that is? That's a little thicker than you want.
It makes it hard to brush on when it's too thick.
But for stenciling, it's going to be magic.
This is already taking too long. I need to do something fun.
You want me to paint those next boxes? Here, let me go grab you your
four
inlays.
boxes later. Yeah, bring me my pink ones. I feel like we probably should have painted some of these before we went live. So we had a few to like.
Those ones that are outside will be ready to go in just a sec.
Well, this one's ready to go outside.
All right, here's a slew of inlays. Some are used, some are not used.
Oh, Sarah said that the discount is now working.
All right.
All right. Do you want?
Good job, Caitlin.
Do you want to keep painting these?
Yep. Here's
that brush.
Okay.
Here's another one. Here's the brown paint.
I might put this on the side of one and see if I can just capture this. This is a test decoupage. Don't sweat it. It did not make the cut because we had some that were really amazing.
I like this side.
You like that with the little cottage?
Yeah.
So this is not a bad watercolor. It just didn't make the cut because we had some that were really popular, and those are coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that. They're in production.
In production. Zeb.
What? Oh, you need that space? You need
Yeah,
that
you
space?
have to share the workspace. Now
Do
you
I?
got brown all over it.
That was there from you. This is where you painted.
Was it?
Just wipe it with your hand a little, dry
And
out
I put
quick.
this over here too.
This is my way over there.
Is this my house? That's
Boy,
your house.
This is a lot thinner than what I mixed up.
Well, I like it better when it's thinner.
I feel like it chips better when it's thinner.
I don't know if it does or not, but our girls are just getting back. Eliza had tumbling and foot zoning. Oh, they stopped and got themselves a little drink.
Of course.
Do you ever sometimes feel like you're working so your kids can have their best life? That's
Those girls are living their best princess life, I'll tell you that.
Now, this was on the pink milk paint before, yeah? Oh, look. That's like the exact same size. Eliza, we're live, so you're going to need to go around, princess.
She's like banging at the front door.
That one's right. Turn to the side. All right, if I do this in halvesies, I can get one on each side. Oh, that's cute. Decode Vintage is probably, I probably said that wrong, but she said that, did I get paint? Yeah, that's not good.
Quick, act fast.
Oh, that's the back side. It's fine. She said that she made a 3-tiered like cart with these.
Oh, nice.
Have you used black wax over cottage color andal? No.
Haven't used it over the andal yet. Mostly because it's got the built-in sealer, so we don't. Usually, we're using the black wax over like crockery, or the dark wax and black wax over like crockery. The white linen. The Americana gets dark waxed quite often. But now you've got me curious. I'm going to probably have to try it.
That was not a very good cut.
Okay, as soon as I get this box done, I'm going to take these outside. They're going to need a second coat. And then I will check and see if my ocean box is done. My little ocean tote.
Oh yeah, I was. I just didn't grab it because I only have 2 hands.
Oh, it was dry, you said?
Yeah. Okay, so we've already done 1 coat of the milk paint. Now I'm going to do another coat on here, and then I'm going to lay my inlay right down into my milk paint. If you recall, it's been about a week. I did milk paint and metal on a metal toolbox, and I put an inlay in that. Good. Good enough.
It's straightish.
No. Is it already leaving it down there?
No.
Oh, it did. Oh, I don't know.
You've already activated it.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Guys, do not attempt this at home.
Yes, attempted at home.
Well, not like that. Don't rip it all the way up. You can use an inlay at home. Just don't pull it up like that. You have paint on your cheek. Let me see.
Do I?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It could also be dirt. We've been thrifting and yard selling today.
And I did go take a stroll through the garden and pull a few weeds.
We can't look at the garden without pulling weeds. All right, so I've got a damp rag. I'm getting the back of this wet. Activate it. I think I need to get my rag wet.
Okay.
Somebody asked why you would do black wax over anvil. I would say just probably somebody wants to make it darker and to add some extra sealer.
It'll really richen it, make it deeper.
You don't have to, obviously. Because
Anvil is a pretty good black, but it does pull gray in some lighting.
it's like a muted black. It's not super dark, so it would definitely darken it up. Okay, so I've got that wet. I'm going to do the other side. This time I'm going to try to get it right. Oh, I am a mess. There's a suitcase on the back of that. Okay. I'm thinking about doing a different, oh, there's brown on this. Got to be careful. I'm thinking about doing a different one on the front and the back. Or should I do the, I don't know if I have another stripey one. But I have a bunch of these left over. That one there, I can cut that in half. I think I'm going to do 2 different inlays.
Oh, look at that.
What? Oh,
I missed the whole side. Someone
commenting.
Probably said something in
Usually
the video.
people
and
comment and be like, hey, Jamie, you missed
I
something.
wasn't
Or was that
reading
you?
comments. No, this is mine.
Oh, well.
We'll start working on the other side while this dries.
We're not perfect. Shocking, I know.
Is it shocking?
Okay. So I'm getting this wet. And you know that it's ready to pull up because it'll get opaque and not as translucent when it's dry. You can also use a mister, but I kind of wonder if my success with milk paint and inlays is because I use this method instead of a mister, because you don't want to oversaturate milk paint.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Hopefully your online connection gets back on. Helen said she was trying to see the quilt I just showed. All right. Luckily, the brown paint was on the back of the inlay and not the front, so. We're safe. There's like a little bit of a lip here where there's no paint because it doesn't, on things that are printed, you don't want the paint to go all the way to the edge or else it makes a mess of your printer. How do I know that? Because we have a printer. So that's why there's a little edge on all these inlays. You got to cut those off.
It's ruining our printer.
Otherwise, you don't have your image won't go all the way across. So I need to cut this here.
Oh, that's really thick.
Did you make it too thick?
Nope.
So you're stenciling with milk paint too, then, yeah?
Yep. So I'm using the Burgess Genuine anchovy paste. I think I'm going to ditch the anchovy paste part and just put the London address because it says they're on Hythe Road, Late London.
Haven't we seen Hythe Road? Or no?
I'm sure we've seen it in some towns. There's probably one in every town
That is true.
in the UK.
Yay, Lynn says she just ordered a bunch of sample size milk paint. Sample sizes are great for little projects like this. Where did it go? But the thing about milk paint is it doesn't wash off like DIY paint, like on your clothes, on your countertops. So catch your drips when they happen. Don't wear your nicest things, or make sure to wear an apron. You've been warned. I will put a second coat on the inside of this eventually.
This is working really well. Getting amazing coverage with the thicker mixture. Although I did.
Oh, did I cut that? Oh, I did. Okay, good. I thought maybe I forgot to cut off the little ledge there. I got this inlay down.
What? It's fine. I just used a tiny little corner.
You're taking my space. You're using my rag.
Listen, don't leave your.
Well, guess what? This morning I used your deodorant.
I know, you do it all the time.
I need to just order mine. I'm out. All right, get this wet. We got one more side to go.
Oh, that fits perfectly. I'll bring it close in just a sec so you guys can see.
I'm new and confused. What do you mean by inlay? So a paint inlay is what this is. And it actually lays into the paint and you get an image. You'll see in a little bit after it dries, I'll get it wet again and I'll pull it out and it's going to leave almost like a hand painted image in my paint. And it's different than a transfer because it's not a sticker. It's actual proprietary paint. Oops, wrong step. So you paint your piece. I'm putting the last coat. So if you need multiple coats, get the other coats done first. And when you get your last coat of paint on, then you lay your inlay down, you get the back wet, you let it dry, then you get the back wet again. And then while it's still wet that second time, you peel it up and the image will be below. There's directions on all of the inlays and there are better ways to do it than how we do it. Like if you have a mister, you can spray the back of it first or the paint side before you lay it in and that kind of opens it up a little. But I never have a mister handy and my method works for me. So I just use a rag. I get it wet. So this is basically activating the paint down into the wet paint that I just laid down. So like this side, the inlay is still wet. I'm going to throw this outside, let it dry, and you'll get to see what happens. How far does the sample go? It makes, are you going outside or?
Nope, I'm
okay,
coming
so
up
a sample
close.
makes 4 ounces, or does it make 2 ounces? It makes 4 ounces when you add water, and it'll paint a small chair or quite a few little small thrifted flips.
All right, so this is a round label stencil. You can see it there, maybe. Come on, camera, focus up. But I'm just using small elements. You see me do this a ton with all of our stencils. So I use the Burgess Genuine right there, and then I use the crest here, and then over here in the middle, I'm going to put Hythe Road, Late London, right in the center there. And I might, to make this Burgess bigger, I might use some of these little dots that are around the edge of the circle to make that a bigger looking logo because it's kind of weighted over to this side.
The best paint to use with inlays, I like to use DIY paint with them, but any of our paint works. Or you can also use, you can also put them into liquid patina. I feel like the best paint is whatever paint you have, but DIY paint works good too. I haven't really practiced a ton with a cottage color. If you don't mind it not being perfect because you don't want to let it dry all the way, you can also put it into cottage color. But you don't want to let it dry all the way because cottage color has a built-in sealer. I suggest getting an inlay with lots of little elements so you can practice on everything. All right, I guess I'll paint the inside of this. Oh, except this one, where's your little scraper do? There's like...
Is there stuff on that one?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, is that the one? I was sanding one of them. It was gross. Had like a ton of tape on it.
Yeah, like somebody put duct tape on this. Aunt Sarah from Amper says that she uses a rag when she puts on her inlays too. I always have a rag handy, so that's why I always use it. Vicky says wet paint is best. That is true. I'm going to give this back to you.
Okay.
That's gross. I'll see what else we got dry out there. Oh, the brown ones are dry. I don't know what we're going to do in those. Did you have a plan for these brown ones?
No. You painted it.
I know. I didn't have a plan when I painted
I might
it.
do that decoupage paper.
Oh, here's a pink one back here. I'll leave those there. I'll keep working on my pinks.
All right. So got the late London. Actually, I might wipe that off. That looks it's water soluble, so.
Do we have any other inlays or just this one?
It was a little high. I'm gonna fix that. See, you mess up, it's easy as that. If I'd have waited much longer, though, it probably would not have come off easy like that.
Let me use this one. I probably should have cut this before I painted that side. I'm just going to use this side for a guide. So this particular transfer comes with 4 different sheets and then 2 of each sheet. So it's kind of fun. It kind of looks like old wallpaper. You could do drawers that were all different. All right. Get this. I already painted this side, but you want your paint to be nice and wet.
I like it so much better.
If your paint's not wet, it's not going to inlay very good.
Okay. Now I got to fix this Burgess side. It needs more.
Oh, yeah, well, that part might not look great. Hopefully it hadn't started transferring yet. All right, these brown ones are ready for whatever. What you could do with these brown ones is just stress them and make it look like this is brown stain. And then make it look kind of like barnwood. You don't really have to do a second coat in the suitcase if you don't want to.
Okay. So I'm using the little 3/8 stencil. It's the 1/2 inch is good, but this little 3/8 one is my favorite for all these little details on these smaller stencil packs. I'm able to get those details really good without having to get the whole stencil and tape it off and mask it.
Yeah, we're live. We have a milk paint sale today. We got to tell the people. If you guys are on Facebook, please hit that share button. That will help us get the word out. Hopefully I cut that right. Tell me you have dogs without telling me. My dogs don't shed, but every now and then.
I mean, they lose hair.
There's a little coaty hair. It's better because we buzzed them down for the summer. Before we buzzed them down, holy moly, they were so thick and their hair was so bushy, and we had like clumps of hair. It was like definitely time to shave them. Oh, Delia said hi to everybody.
She was like, where are you live at? Is this for channel members? Why are you doing a Friday video?
Because we had to tell people about the sale. I feel like having a live video is like the best way to tell people you have a sale. We don't do it every time, but we were thinking about going live in the shop, but we're like, let's just go live at home and use some milk paint. Okay, this box, I think I'm going to do just the roses on all the sides. So.
All right, I feel like that helped quite a bit. not quite even, but most of your old labeling is not.
If you want it to look authentic, do it a little wrong.
And I'll distress that too, and that'll really
cute.
make it aged. I'm going to go put it back outside because I got this side that's wet, and we'll work on getting that box clean for you. Our glue should probably be set enough we can start painting it on that one box. You know,
My other pink one, I might do a transfer.
I'm going to put it out in the sun.
Oh, you were going to stencil that, huh?
I might do, if we have liquid patina enough, I'm going to try to decoupage.
Okay. Well, you could decoupage it, and then I can second coat it. Because you don't have to have full coverage under the decoupage paper.
Although, where did I put that paper? It's way over here. All right, I need more room. All the milk paint's starting to crowd up over here.
Are you encroaching on your own space there?
Yeah, I am.
I'm doing one box with one sheet of paper, and I do have some leftovers. So, hey, Wei, she says she loves our lion stencils. So I'm using the Lattice Roses paint inlay, and this is limited edition. They did sell out one, so then they decided to do another run. We ordered about 120 of them, so that way we would have enough for you guys. So if you like this inlay, buy 2 or 3, because by the time you use them, and if you want to use them again, you probably won't be able to get them.
I mean, they might still have some, but I don't know. We can't guarantee it.
You can't guarantee it because they normally all inlays are limited release. This one was just super popular. The masses were super upset that they sold out, and so they did one more run. I feel like doing it this way, you don't get the perfect release from your inlay, and it kind of makes it look like old wallpaper, which I like. You don't want your rag to be dripping wet too. Mind you, milk paint is activated by water. So if this was a super shiny piece, I feel like it wouldn't be a good option to put a paint inlay on, because super shiny pieces make the milk paint chip. And then if you get it wet, it's going to chip even more. So this works well because these were pretty dry.
So this is tape that's on here, and I'm basically scraping off the residue.
Oh, that sounds pretty. Catherine Miller's doing a church pew in boho colors. She doesn't know if she wants to do transfers or inlays. I feel like you could do both. If pew gives you lots of space, do your inlays first and then layer on some fun transfers and make it look like it's been redone over the years. You can also take a brayer and go over it, and that really helps get that inlay down into your paint. If you don't know what a brayer is, I'll go grab one and show you. Just going over the edge here. This one I cut a little short, so I'm just going to wrap this over the edge. Call it good. Everything we do, you can do boho just by changing up the colors. Sometimes we're like, you do all the same colors. We just do what we like. But if you brighten it up or go kind of bold with some of the stencils, you're good to go. Okay, what was I getting? Oh, the brayer. So this is a brayer, and you can use it with your stamps to put paint on your stamps. I've seen people dip it in gold and bray their pieces. Dion from the Turquoise Iris does that. Oops. But you can also use it like this to make sure your inlay is very well inset into your paint. You don't have to have one, but if you do, you might as well use it. Okay, this is going to go sit out in the sun, and then eventually I'll paint the inside of it again.
So much tape adhesive. I don't love it. There we go. I think I got the last of it right there with that last scrape.
Okay, let's.
All right.
Oh, it got blurry.
Oh, that's bad blurry.
I don't know what happened.
I've just been sanding. They didn't miss anything.
Perfect. It's a little dark. Oh, it's blurry again.
I don't know what it's trying to focus on. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Have we been live for half an hour? I don't
We
know
had
when
that same thing
started.
that happened the other day where it starts to get dark because of that stupid ray of light in the back. Okay, we're gonna get this wet. See if I did this right. Oh, I think it needs to be pulling off. Okay. Oh, I think I need to get it wet again. It's not releasing as well. Hold, please.
Oh, I found more sticky.
Come from the other side.
How long have we been live, Jimmy? I don't remember when we started.
How many times have you fixed a camera?
I don't remember if I fixed it at all.
I know you fixed it at least once. I don't think we've been on. So here, you guys want to see. I did have some wrinkles in my inlay. So I got some wrinkles in the design, which I'm fine about. But I also think I may have let it dry too long because the paper's not all coming up. Let's try and get this off here. Come on, inlay. It's like I decoupaged it into the piece. All right. Well, the good news is I can lightly sand that off and touch that up. Okay, let's get this one off.
Is it adhering well?
Yes, they're talking about Debbie beard colors. Debbie does like boho, although some boho is neutral with pops of color. Not all boho is like super bright. Okay, this paint dried way too long. Like these inlays are not coming off well.
Maybe you just need to get it soaking.
That's what's happening.
Get it soaking and see what happens.
I'm getting this paper way more wet. You know, we just get a little saturated here.
Okay. I think on this one.
Well, pooey. Pooey fatooey here. Well, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to make sure I pull up that other one faster. I don't know how long it's been since I let this sit in here, but come on, release.
This one's almost not worth how much tape residue has been on here.
This one's almost not worth the way that this paper's not releasing. Don't you stress.
It looks cool. You got it.
Looks great, but I'm having to really work it here. So maybe with milk paint, you need to go a little faster than I've been going. I did it the other day, but I also didn't wait a ton of time. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm pulling my other one from outside.
Oh, if you put that outside, like.
Yeah, I think. Can you go get my other one?
That's going to be dry quick.
Can't do
that
this
sun
again.
is beating down.
It's come off okay,
It's
guys.
cool today, but the UV index is like 7.
Really get that wet. It's going to wet distress the top of it here.
Well, it's still cool to the touch. You'll be all right.
Okay. This one might be I don't know. I've only ever done them in milk paint twice. So let this be a word to the wise. If you do it in milk paint, do not let it dry. Kind of like when you do it in the liquid patina. Don't let it bake in the sun.
Don't sit down. That one's on the back there.
Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
All right. I came over here for something. Now I don't remember. Liquid patina.
The paint's really sticking well into my piece, though. Just scraping off this paper from the back.
Oh, I found some.
Okay. We're almost there, people. All right. Ta-da!
There is not a lot in here, but I think it's enough for this little project. I don't know that I'm going to paint this one. I'm just going to go with patina on it. I need a pencil.
Okay, I think I got all the...
Do you have scissors out? You do.
There's my box. It turned out pretty cute despite my best effort to screw it up. I need to finish. Oh, can you fix the camera now? We've definitely been on an hour now.
We're going to be on a little longer.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to dry. I'll show it to you up close in a minute. I'm going to let that dry. I'll walk away from that situation.
Maybe I need to clean my lens or do a camera update. I don't know.
Okay, this one, let's see if this one releases easier because I did not let it sit on here as long. You know, the thing about that one is it didn't release easy, but the image was really crisp. See, now this one, I think I put too much paint on it. Oh, yeah, I think I had too much paint on this one side. But it still looks good. What? Hey, watch out. I'm in stress crafting zone. See? Better release on this side than this side, but I had a lot of paint on this side. But it's okay because it's going to look like old crusty wallpaper and we're going to go with it. Oops. It's not the back door. Oh, they said maybe, well, it could be the back door, but we also have a skylight. So I don't know how you curtain the skylight.
It's all right. Same story. It's that time of year. We either got to go later in the evening or early, like around noontime when it's shining through that.
There's
it's
that
not
part. Good. Okay. So this one I feel like didn't leave on long enough. The other one I left on too long. That one actually is my best side. Look how pretty that is. They said poor Zeb. Was I being mean to him, Christy?
What do you mean, poor me?
Oh, because I was throwing my garbage over there. Earlier, he put all the stuff on my side. So,
I will be A-okay.
All's fair in love and crafting.
Don't you stress.
Oh, that side came out good too. Okay. I'm still happy with it. We're going to let this dry.
It should be rich, Zeb. I get the privilege of crafting next to Jamie every day.
Oh, you're so good to me. I'm gonna go put this outside. Is there anything you want me to grab your Burgess one? It should be dry, huh?
Oh yeah, that's ready for like the stress and wax or whatever we're doing.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys can't even basically like blocking everything I'm doing. I'm just cutting out paper. The pencil lines are gonna, I traced it, so the pencil lines are gonna go over my box just a hair, but that's okay because that way I can distress it back to. Okay, so there's one slice. I've got the lake.
There's your Burgess.
Okay.
Okay, is this one, I'm gonna paint this.
Oh, that's gonna get crackly too.
What?
That's going to be good and crackly too.
All right, I got to clean up my mess here. Thank you. Would plum pudding dry brush with gold on a piece high relief look too 90s? If it would, you know what, 90s is coming back, but I'd say it looked like 90s bougie, like the upper crusty. Look up upper crusty. It's really a thing. I think it'd be pretty. I like plum pudding in gold. Have you been reusing your? Yeah, you can reuse them, but I'm not reusing these. These ones, I wasn't a good inlay person on them. When I reuse them the most is when I use DIY paint because they come up really easy. All right, bye, Caitlin. Okay, I'm gonna move these inlays out of the way because I'm done. I've used inlays twice now. What were we gonna do on this pink one?
I don't know. You hadn't paint. Did you take the clamp off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've got 2 brown ones back there too.
Yeah,
we might not get to all of them.
You might not see all of them. I think the brown ones I can do here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and paint the inside on this because I think I want to do an inlay on the inside of this. Or not inlay, a transfer. I am the worst at mixing up words, especially when I haven't. We went live right at lunchtime. And my blood sugar gets a little low.
Okay, so I've used a little strip off the bottom Now we're going to do the other side. I want to save, I think, this cabin on the front.
What I might do is off camera, I might paint the outside of this with like cottage color and white linen and do like a two-toned effect. Let me get the inside on this done so I can put it in a transfer on it. How was it that you did the sink behind you, the framing?
Oh,
We have a video of when we installed it. If you type in Jamie Marie Vintage Sink, probably. But Zeb just put, this is just a facade.
so there's a cabinet
half
base
legs.
underneath it. And then it's just open with a curtain over the front of it. And I took 2 table legs. Well, that might be just, no, it's 2 legs. And I cut them in half and just put them up underneath the sink.
Need a little bit more pink because I made this too thin. But I don't want to mix up too much because I'm almost done using pink. Well, I guess I got to paint the inside of those boxes. So I don't suggest using your brush to mix up your paint, but that's what I'm doing. What is our weather like in Utah? It's cold. It's like 50, overcast, slightly windy. It's weird. It's not normal for this time of year.
It's warming up now that it's like, what, 2 o'clock? 1:40.
Upper crusty is like kind of old money fancy. If that makes sense. At least that's my interpretation of it. I often get things wrong. Upper crusty design. I'll have to look it up to give a more accurate description. Okay. Throw this outside. That paint was really thin.
Without giving too much away, I can tell you that the new papers are going to be this size. We figured out how to ship them. That was a big hang up.
So what I'm going to do off camera is paint the outside of this box white, I think, or crockery. I haven't decided. Hey, Eliza, we're live. Somebody says we should put a little Jamie Marie Vintage stamp on all of our pieces. I think I'd be as many as we paint every week. We'd be stamping all day.
Oh.
We'd have to have like multiple sizes. Okay, these ones are dry.
All right, that took me a sec, but I really wanted it to be nice and neat. And I could do another, I've got like some lake left here. I could probably do another couple boxes with this one paper.
Do we not have sandpaper in here?
I have it all over here right now.
Oh, what kind you got?
I got, I think this is 150. Yep. And this is 320.
Elle from the UK said she had to put her radiators on today. It's really chilly.
Ooh.
Thing about England is it's so humid. It's like damp. So I'm just using, did you say it's 320? Yeah, I'm just lightly distressing my inlay. Pretty dry. Going around the edges, making it a little worn. Removing any of the paper that may have stuck into it more than one might have hoped. Just be careful if you're doing this on like a red inlay and you sand it on directly like this, you could get like paint transfer because this is it's actual paint. So like the inlay itself will powder. This front is going to be tricky because it has a little bit of the paper stuck on it, and I want to. It's going to look a little chippy because I got to get that paper
All right,
off.
so I cut this to match kind of the handle part on the front of this because I didn't want to have to like wet cut it later. I'm almost out of, this is liquid patina. It's, if you look it up on JamieRayVintage.com, it is crystal clear chandelier liquid patina.
So this is going to make it a little chippy, a little old. I'm just going to repaint the inside of this box. Second coat it. I think I need more pretentious, hoity-toity. Yeah, upper crusty. I would definitely say that's kind of it.
It's like you got antiques, and you can afford all the antiques, but you don't care if they're a little rusty or dented or tarnished.
Well, upper crusty is not that. Upper
I think
crusty's
that's what
like,
it is.
Is it? Like
That's why
a
it's
little
crusty.
bit. Oh, maybe. Well, upper crust is like fancy. The upper crust. I don't know.
Oh, now we're reading too much into it.
Although I did get paint on the floor.
I need the side to dry so that I can put some patina on it.
We have some people that are like, I can't follow you. You've got too many projects going on.
And some people are like, I love it. Can't make everybody happy every day.
Here's the thing. I can't do just one project. It's not how my brain works. So take notes. Just kidding. All right. I'm not wanting to do full coverage because I want this to look kind of aged. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, upper crusty is less about minimalism and restraint and more about helicoptering off to your family's cozy off-the-grid cabin. We don't have a helicopter.
And we don't have an off-the-grid cabin.
Nope.
But there might be one in the works someday.
But not like rich people, like
No.
poor people off the grid cabin.
Yeah, that's ours.
More like a shed.
More like tiny home.
With a sink. The inside of that's done. I'm going to put this outside. All right, so what we've learned about inlays and milk paint, don't let it dry too long in the sun.
Oh, that raised
I missed an entire side.
I may have to come back and add some more patina because I'm.
Are you leaving the inside natural?
Around. Yeah, I'm going to oil it.
Okay. I missed two sides. I don't know how I did that.
And I did sand this wood a little bit so it's not like straight up raw wood. Or shiny wood, I mean.
I was like, when sanding it exposer, I thought maybe you were starting a new thing. I don't know.
Nope. I misspoke.
Okay, it happens. Pretty sure there's milk paint on my sink over here.
Pretty sure you're probably right.
Well, that's going to be a magic eraser situation later. Oh, it's coming off.
Okay, I'm going to take this outside to dry, and hopefully I'll be able to roll all these edges down that I pulled because I cut it just slightly too big. Here, let me show you real quick. It's going to brighten up some as it dries because it's damp still.
If you put a liquid patina over an IOD transfer, that is the sealer. Yes, you are correct. So I'm just going to sand this suitcase that I put on here and make this look a little old and weathered. So suitcase is the color I put over this lighter kind of oak wood. And I'm just bringing back some of the oak, bringing back some of the wood grain, and then Zeb can stencil it to his little heart's content. I only did one coat of suitcase. And then when I looked at it, I was like, you know what? That could be the final coat if I just want a more aged, weathered, worn look. So that's what we're going with. Sometimes you don't know why you paint something the way you do, and you just go with it. Although I spilled something on that. fix it. Oh, so that must have shut the door when he went outside because he can't. The front door is locked. He couldn't get back in. All right, sweetie, can you either put this outside or take the heat gun and just heat gun right here? And then this, I feel like it looks okay, kind of aged like that. So it's already distressed. It just needs to be stenciled or whatever. I was thinking stenciling to make it look like an old box.
Okay.
Could you guys see the suitcase, like how you can see the wood
I'm
grain
gonna put
through
it outside, and then I need to distress this one.
Thanks, Sarah. She says, love you guys. Thanks for tips and entertainment. Which part is the entertaining when I break stuff? Is anything dry out there that you can bring in, Deb?
No, not yet. I mean, maybe your pink one.
Okay, this one is ready for stenciling. It just looks like old wood instead of that ugly yellow oak. It must have been dry enough that it just kind of penetrated down into it. Look, doesn't that look like old and crusty?
Yep. Are you using the 320?
Yeah, if you were using too coarse of sandpaper, it wouldn't do this, but this is just kind of taking off the high parts of the paint and leaving the low parts of the paint in the oak grain. I'm gonna put this behind you. You can stencil it. This is that one that I didn't leave it on quite long enough, but it's still pretty cute. So I'm gonna second coat the inside.
This sand's so smooth, like you could almost polish it like down to like a 400 grit. I am going to sand the face of this.
Sarah says she sent someone to our store.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you. Our little store appreciates it. We have a pretty big following online, but locally, not that many people know about us still. So we're still trying to get the word out about our shop. And you'd think Utah has so many people and the economy is pretty good, but they're very particular about where they shop. And it has to be something that somebody told them. And if it's trending, like there'll be a ton of people that come. But if it's not something that's trending or so-and-so didn't tell so-and-so about it, it's hard to get people in your store. I'm just making up just a little bit more paint.
I got some crackle and chippy on that
Thanks,
side.
Paula. I love this inlay too. And I like it. This is one of those inlays that even when it's not perfect, it's still pretty great. Which has worked out to my advantage today because I've not been the perfect inlayer. They said, Zeb, it looks great.
I can't decide if I want to dark wax this or I think I do.
If you're just tuning in, the milk paint is 25% off and the bond and Farmhouse Finishes paint until Monday. And we also have linens and books 30% off from our Memorial Day sale at jamierayvintage.com. So
I may just go straight up dark wax on here. See what happens.
all right.
Let me show you before I dark wax it.
How much?
Got a little age. This got like some good little chippy on there. Trying to distress where it would naturally have like the most wear. There we go, like that.
So somebody wants to know how much bond to add. You need to add anywhere from a splash to 1-to-1 ratio of already mixed up milk paint. I usually don't use exactly what it calls for, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. So mix up your milk paint, and however much milk paint you have, add that much bond, because then it doesn't chip at all. And I always like a little bit of a chippy finish. So I usually add a little, see how it goes. Okay, somebody had a question. Are the sari quilts? They are 30% off, Penny. And if you have anything that doesn't ring up, that should ring up, you can email info@jamierayvintage.com and ask Caitlin. She tried to find everything and like tag it so it'd be on sale, but we have a ton of linens. So if anything doesn't ring up properly, let us know. Let's see.
Do you have the dark wax brush
What?
over there?
Yeah, you do. Charlene wanted to know how much weight I've lost. I've lost about 30 pounds. It's been like slow though, over almost a year.
A year.
Okay, so there was milk paint in the crack of this and it just slid down. That is not what I wanted to happen. I wanted to put a paint transfer on here. Now I gotta hold, please.
A paint transfer or a paint inlay?
No, I want to do a paint transfer. So I wanted it to be dry, which it was, but there was paint in the crack. And then when I put it on its side, it like dripped down. I feel like milk paint does not pick up the wax as much as like straight up DIY paint.
No, it's not as porous. It is porous, but not as porous. All right. So I got wax on there, right? I got that nice and darkened up. It is not ruined yet. I'm not going to let that sit on there. We're going to pull that right back off.
I'm going to put a transfer
and
on
it
this.
aged the wood, made that look nice and old.
No, I like that.
And darkened up my white. So that is also nice and faded and aged now. See if we can get a close up. You can kind of see how it toned back this wood here. Okay, doing the whole thing.
Zeb is using Ocean, which is the milk paint color of the month. It's 35% off. All of the paint is 25% off, but that's a little bit more because it's the milk paint color of the month. I'm using First Crush.
Oh, this picked up the crackle real good on this side. I'll come close and show you in a sec.
Hey, Tanya. She says, it's fun to get my Jamie and Zeb picks. You two are the best. So are you, Tanya. I think that yep, that's my friend Tanya that's local. I was like, that who I think it is? Your little icon with your face is very, very small. We're Saturday's haul, books and linens. Yes, those will also be included in the sale because they are books and linens and it runs till next Wednesday. Be careful waiting just because the longer the sale goes on, people are getting things that we already have. So people have been scooping up quilts and Afghans and linens and books for a few days.
It's okay, I'll restock, but the sale won't last forever.
Yeah. You can still kind of see where the paint, like where it dripped down and it almost left like a line. I don't want that. Now be careful if you heat gun your milk paint. It could all chip off, fair warning. You have been warned. But I'm tired of waiting and going in and out, so I'm heat gunning it. Oh, I think.
Give it a little whack.
No.
It's not the cord.
No,
it doesn't like going upside down.
This particular heat gun is on its way out. You probably should use a lint-free rag, not a paper towel. We just use paper towels because they're like what happens to be handy. Sometimes you can get paper towel fibers in your piece. So it's better to just use a lint-free rag. Do as we say.
I already had it over here from dusting and I just grabbed it and used it.
So I think I'm going to make this the top and this the bottom. So if somebody does use this just as a desk tray, it's facing the right direction. Now I have to figure out what transfer I want to use. So this is the seed catalog. We used these a lot when they first came out, but we have been sold out and We also just haven't had one at home for a while. So you're going to be seeing this one a lot because it has a lot of different,
It's one of Jamie's absolute favorites.
8
is
by 12
basically what she's
sheets.
trying to tell you.
It's got 8 sheets of images, and three are full sheets, and then some of them have 2 to 3 images per sheet. So I want to use one of the full sheets because that'll actually fill up a lot of this. What brand of heat gun do you recommend? We use Wagner. It holds up pretty well. I mean, ours is obviously breaking, but
we drop them a lot. We use them a lot.
We use it a lot. So
Like,
I'll use this sheet.
We get about 6 to 7 months of projects out of them.
Yeah.
And they're not terribly expensive. It's like a expendable tool around here.
Zeb, tell me when you think that's centered.
I would go off the top and the bottom. Okay. No, here, hold on.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I need to stand over.
You're taller than I am. Careful, you don't want to move these around because of the sticky part. And this, I would suggest if you're doing this, you wait till your milk paint has dried a couple of hours, not just a couple of seconds. It may be a little hard to release, but
there you go.
I'm willing to go the distance. Zeb.
No, I like it. It's not pressed down. Okay. It'll come off. Unless you had dust. Did you have dust? No, don't move that.
I didn't sand it. No, I think.
Oh, now you're like all crooked again on the bottom.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
All right. It is releasing pretty well, even though this is fresh paint. But I didn't sand it, so there's not like dust floating around. If you distress your piece, you better make darn sure that there's no dust on your piece before you put a transfer. Or you can seal it. That sometimes will help. Don't seal it with wax underneath, but you can seal it with a liquid top coat and then put your transfer on.
You can still wax over the top.
Yeah, you can do wax on the top. You just don't want to do wax underneath because it will off-gas and it can cause your transfer to peel. You also don't want to use paint that's not all natural because that can also cause your transfer to peel.
All right. So, crusty dark label. And then let me see if I get this to focus on here. We'll try the side. It looks the same as the inside. Okay, yeah, you can see. There we go. You can see that crackle. But I'm going to put this outside, let it cure up.
This is like one big image, so you can kind of just run your hand underneath it and release it rather than rub the whole transfer. And it comes off pretty fast. Here you go. Oh, Zeb took his mic off. He's telling a kid, Jack got in trouble for hiding junk in his room, and kids have been stopping by all day to play with him. All right, so there's my...
He had a prearranged date to set up.
Oh, well, I shouldn't have tried to hide all of his junk. All right, I'm going to paint the outside off camera around the edges. What do you guys think? So this is one of the 8 sheets that comes in the seeds transfer. What's the ratio of milk paint to bond? 1 to 1. And if you buy a sample, the directions won't be on there. But if you buy anything larger than a sample, the directions are on the side.
It's windy enough to
and I don't put 1 to 1. I just put like a little bit. Just put a little dollop.
I lost some corners in the wind out there.
They were blowing in the wind?
Yeah.
I'm just bringing these in so we can show them off. I'm probably going to wax these off camera. This one in particular still has some paper stuck to it, so I'll deal with that after I've had lunch and I have more patience. These are the ones I did earlier. We'll show them to you in a minute. Okay. These are just inboxes, you know, like what you'd have on a desk. And this one's going to get the outside painted. I think I'm going to do crockery around the outside. Just going to put this little ledge here.
Note to self, sometimes even if it's nice and sunny, don't put your stuff out in the wind.
Because it blows up.
Yeah, like blew all these
I had
edges
to
up where they were long.
Dried my inlay too fast. All right, so we're not going to do this probably on this video, but we will get these ones all stenciled. These are the ones we did in suitcase, and then I'll take a picture of all of the boxes once they're all finished, and we'll get them all listed online some point later today, maybe.
This is still a little damp.
It's 2 o'clock already, and I got to get to Costco before everybody gets off work.
All right, well, I'll just show you this. I gotta put a couple corners down from the wind blowing it around, and then I'm gonna dark wax probably the inside of the wood to give it some good age. But that's on there pretty well. You can see this corner kind of flipped up.
It's gonna be pretty masculine. You know what else you could do? You could just paint the inside suitcase so it would look like this.
Oh, green? Yeah.
No, suitcase is brown.
Oh, suitcase, yeah. This one didn't get it. Oh, yeah, I probably will do that. That'll be easier than dark waxing it.
And then show them. Here's this one. And this one.
This one turned out really good.
That one still has paper on it that I got to sand off, but it's pretty good. This one is a little bit chippier on the one side than the other, which I'm okay with. This is the one that was too wet. This one was too dry. It's still cute. Artistic Kitty Cat. I totally hacked that the first time. Says, I really like the decoupage box set. All of them are great though. And then do you want to go grab the one that's stenciled?
Yeah.
All right, guys. He's going to grab the one that's stenciled. Don't forget that milk paint is on sale, 25% off until Monday at like 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time at JamieRayVintage.com. No code needed. And then we also have 30% off all of our books and linens at JamieRayVintage.com. And I will put pictures of everything up in community on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram and stories.
That's hard to see because it's so dark. But all right, guys.
If you like this video, be sure to hit that share button on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
We'll see you guys on the next episode, which will be Saturday.
Tomorrow.